Hello and welcome back to another PTP 4x4 video, and this evening you join me in the back of Pedro the Panda. I'm loading up some camping equipment because I have a couple of new items that I want to try out that I think are going to make camping an absolute game changer, especially that now it is winter time and it is absolutely freezing cold. So in today's video I am looking at the Hcalory Toolbox diesel heater, and I'm going to try it. So me and a friend called Jordan, who's got a Dacia Duster, who you may have seen in other videos of mine, we are going to head out to a field close to where we work and we're going to do some wild camping. And it's going to get pretty cold tonight. It's probably going to get around 7 degrees this evening. This diesel heater is going to be a great help for us because I do not fancy being cold this evening. So yeah, let's try it out. I've never had a diesel heater before. This is the first ever time I will be using one. But before we can get cracking on with just using the item, you obviously have to put a few things together before you use it. So we're going to now divert to past Aaron, where I put it together from out of the box inside a warm lit workshop, because I didn't think putting it together on a cold dark night is the best option. So let's divert to past Aaron, where I assembled the diesel heater. So this is past Aaron here, and basically I thought it'd be a lot easier to build up the unit straight from out of the box inside the workshop instead of trying to do it in a cold, windy, rainy field. That way I can run through on how to set it up. But also, I'm a complete novice to diesel heaters. I've never used one before. I've never owned one before. I have been very keen to buy one because it's going to be a really important part of the camping setup, especially moving into winter. But complete clarity, Hcalory did send me this unit for free, although they did say I got complete creative freedom on what I do with it and my opinion on it. So I'm going to tell you if I like it or not, if it's easy to set up, easy to use, if it does what they say it does, and if I would recommend it as well. Because I think when you're doing any kind of winter camping, a diesel heater is pretty important to have as a part of your camping kit. So yeah, let's get into what you get in the box, setting up for the first time, and then hopefully firing it up. Right, here we go. So obviously this is the unit itself, and it is called the toolbox style. So essentially it is a self-contained item. You have a little grab handle here so you can move it around easier. But also it's got this kind of rugged exterior casing to it. So my thoughts are I can maybe even strap it to the roof rack while I'm driving if I needed to. So if we open up the side cover, you'll see inside, pretty standard to most of your diesel heaters. You have a fuel tank here, which on this one is actually a 6-litre tank, which is quite useful because they say with a full tank, you should be able to get around 50 hours of use, which equates to around 5 nights worth of use, which would be pretty damn good actually out of a 6-litre tank. And then, yeah, you have the actual diesel heater unit itself here, all of the pipe work and electrical work down here. And then inside, when you get it attached to this cable here, you will get a remote control, so you can control it from inside the tent, which is quite cool. But for God's sake, do not forget that that's in there. Otherwise, there could be problems when you start it up. If I tilt this up slightly here, you might be able to see in here, this is where the exhaust runs, and this is wrapped in a heat-proofing kind of cover. The diesel pump is under there, and apparently it is a redesigned diesel pump, and it's designed to be incredibly quiet. So we'll close this back up for now with a good solid click. I quite like the build quality of it. It does seem quite sturdy. These vents are actually aluminium mesh. Again, that's pretty cool to see. But then if you move around to the front, you have this control panel here. So I'm guessing that's how you control it on the unit itself rather than using the supplied controller. Again, never used one before, so I'll see how easy this is to set up. And then you have the air intake for the heat exchanger. I think that's what you call it, air intake for the combustion. At the front, this is how you power it on. So when I'm camping, I'll probably be using a power station to power this. So it'll be good to see how much power it draws as well, because you don't want something too power heavy, especially when you're in the field in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And then on the other side, you have the exhaust for the combustion, and this is where the hot air comes out, and you have trunking in the kit supplied to direct that into wherever you want to heat up. So that is the kit itself. Obviously you fill it up from the top there. So let's run through exactly what you get in the box supplied with it, and we'll see how easy this all is to set up. So inside the box you get this operation instructions for the wireless controller. There is a fuel filter, I'm guessing, which you will put at the top of the unit when you fill it up with diesel to stop any bit of debris getting in there. Various clamps for the exhaust and inlet and outlet and stuff. So they look relatively good. Sometimes they're a bit questionable, but these look okay. You have your exhaust silencer, and then you have the exhaust pipe, and then I'm guessing that is the air intake pipe there, so just some corrugated foil cardboard there. This must be the tubing to duct the warm air into wherever you desire. There is the user manual, which probably has many useful things. I will probably not be reading all of that unless I really need to. It is in English, which is good as well. This, I'm guessing, is the air filter for the intake, I believe. Doesn't really look like it's doing much filtering, so maybe you could put some extra filtering in there if you wanted to. I'm guessing this is for the hot air outlet, so you attach that on. Some more bracketry here, which I'm guessing is probably for maybe the exhaust and or the intake pipes, so I'll probably have to look at the instructions to see exactly what they intend for that. Another little bracket here. This will be a power cable if you want to attach it straight to either a battery or something else. So if you haven't got a 3-pin plug, you would use this. And then because I am in the UK, they have supplied a UK style plug. So let's get that out. Oh, that's quite high quality actually. It's even branded with their name, which is quite nice to see. Right, okay, I have everything here that I need to set it up. A few positives already and a few negatives. The positives first. Everything seems to be really good quality. All of these brackets are thick plated steel, and they all seem to line up. As you can see here, there's a few little locating dowels here and then 2 screw holes, and then that will be one of the brackets for the air intake. The negative though, nowhere that I can see in this kit does it tell you actually where things go or what they're exactly for. So I've had to resort to just having a quick look online. You do get this page in the user manual which explains what everything is, but all of these nuts and bolts and brackets and stuff just say a fixing accessory set. So it would be good, I think, to have some kind of information on your first setup and what to do, because someone like me who's a complete novice to these, I just don't know where everything goes exactly, but it shouldn't be too difficult. What I have though found out by briefly looking into the user manual, there is actually an app that you can download, which is quite cool. So if you wanted an app, you can download the app and then control it from your phone. So we have some screws in here, which I'm guessing are the ones that I'll need for this bracket. Sieving through the bags, I found the screws needed to fit this little bracket on. And again, this is where the instructions would probably help if I knew what was what, because for some reason I've been given 2 of these brackets. Now I don't know if there's meant to be 2, and I just don't know where to put the other one, or if there's just one spare in case you break it or you damage it. If that's the case, that's pretty cool that they've given you a spare bracket in the box, but yeah, I just don't know exactly. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just me being an idiot. So while I'm starting to fit up the intake pipe work, I'll run through a little bit more information on the unit itself. So it's a newly designed combustion chamber, which is a lot more efficient than
some of the other competitors out there apparently. So it does also have something called high altitude mode. So basically, if you're really high up, like we were in the Alps, kind of 2,500, 3,000 meters above sea level, it will compensate for that because the air fuel mixture will need to be slightly different. So it will compensate for that. So that's quite a cool feature to have. Another cool feature, which I haven't seen on other diesel heaters before, because really if you're using one of these in a small tent, so like a roof tent or like my small two-man tent, you should have a carbon monoxide meter just to be on the safe side. Well, this actually has one built into the controller. So at the top you have a temperature reader, so it knows exactly what the temperature is inside the tent, but also at the bottom it has a CO meter. So this acts like your carbon monoxide meter as well as your controller for the unit itself. So that's pretty cool to know. Apparently with the new design combustion chamber, it gets around 35% more efficiency over the old design and some of the other kits out there. Whether that's true or not, who knows. If it is a case of, you know, 5 nights worth of use out of one tank, that would be a pretty impressive runtime, I think, because that would be very useful. So, you know, if you're going on a long trip away, you literally don't have to fill it up. Another funny little nod to the diesel heater is the brand name. So it's called Hcalory. H stands for heating, and calorie is a way of measuring heat. So that's quite a funny, quite a good name to have. So that, I guess, goes like that. Is that normal? I do not know. Again, this is where some kind of instructions would be good. I can't see another method of attaching it. So, I mean, it does the job. You know, it's on there. It just looks a little bit loose. This has kind of got like a screw end in it, so I don't even think I need to fit a Jubilee clip on there. And I probably won't, because then it'll just make it easier to remove and refit if I wanted to. So let's move some bits and pieces out the way. Let's turn the unit around. So let's move on to the exhaust side. So it's now a case of trying to work the pipe onto the outlet. Now this has obviously got to be quite a tight fit. There we are, that is on. And then we can thread one of these clips down. There we are, that is on. So even with it tight, you can kind of still manipulate it in the way you want. So now it's time for the silencer. And again, we want that drain hole facing down towards the ground. We'll get one of these, put that on there, and this will slot in there nicely, and then it will kind of just sit like that, my thoughts are. So a little bit raised off the ground, but I mean, that kind of orientation will be absolutely fine. I think once I'm out in the field, trying it, a little bit of trial and error. If I need to adjust anything, I can do. So the last thing to fit will be the hot air outlet. So I'll put that on now, but I am still left with these brackets and these screws, which look quite important. Now, I can't see where else they would need to go. This is the hot air outlet pipe. It kind of goes on like so. Something like that. We do have a large Jubilee clip to go on. Put that on there like so. Put that back on. Tighten up that screw under there. So the final thing to do is to fit the outlet guard to stop any big bits getting in there. And that is literally just a case of grabbing the other large Jubilee clip, which is under here. Chucking that on the pipe. Chucking this on. Probably would have made sense to do this first rather than fitting it, but I am an idiot, so it's just deal with what I've been given. So it is pretty much all now built up. I think if I was transporting it, I'd probably leave the exhaust off and the outlet pipe off, but leave the intake pipe on, just to make it easier to move around. I am, however, left with all of these bits here, which I'm not too sure what they do. I can only imagine there's a hole here, so maybe if it was a permanent fixture in an area, maybe you'd attach a bracket on, nut and bolt it, and then that would be kind of fixed somewhere. That clip, I'm guessing, is for the intake pipe. I don't think it needs it. It's on there fairly tight enough. And again, I'm guessing this is just a spare. So that's my only negative so far, is the lack of instructions to put it together for someone like me who knows nothing at all about diesel heaters. But apart from that, everything is fitted. It all seems really high quality. So now I'm going to put some diesel in it, plug it in, and see how long it takes to heat up. I think the manufacturers say 3 minutes from turning it on, and you should start to get some warm air coming out. So I'm not going to go mad and fill it up all the way to the top. Just want to put some in to see what happens. That's probably a couple of litres in there. I am in a well ventilated area, so that is also very important when you're running these. So we are plugged in, screen has come on. I'm also going to time to see how long it takes for warm air to start coming out of the outlet pipe over here. Exhaust is there, so again, well ventilated area. Never done this before, so bear with me. Turn the control on. I unplug it. Okie dokie. So I wonder if it's already connected to the item off the bat. So if I press on, there we are. It's done something. High heat is 10. So let's say 6. Start the clock. So blowing lovely warm air, and that was doing that from a good maybe 3 minutes ago. So yeah, I mean, considering from first start up to warm air coming out, so I'm guessing this is as loud as it gets. And I mean, if that was a few feet away from your tent, it doesn't really sound like much at all. I was expecting more, to be honest. But essentially, that is the unit all set up. So now it's time to let it carry out its cool down cycle, which is very important. And then once it's cooled down, you'll be back with future Aaron at the campsite, where we're going to try it out for the night, see how much fuel it uses, how easy it is to control from inside the tent. And yeah, let's see how it does actually in use. Right, we are heading out now. Cars are fully packed with all of the bits and pieces that we need. I'm quite excited to try out this diesel heater. Like I've said, I've never used a diesel heater before, and tonight is definitely the right night to be trying it out because it's pretty damn cold. It's at least 7 degrees, 6 degrees. So yeah, will be worthwhile giving it a go. But yeah, luckily the field that we're staying in is literally 5 minutes away from where we work, so that's not too bad. So yeah, just gonna get there, pitch up camp, and enjoy the evening. We quickly got a fire going, and then we pitched up our tents, which turned into a bit of a race. I obviously won, and then it was time to fetch the diesel heater out of the back of Pedro. Camp's pitched up, time to get the diesel heater out. See, probably live there. Alright, fire's going, we're getting warm outside of the tents. But now it's time to prep to get warm inside the tents. I've got the power bank there to power the diesel heater. So I need to get the exhaust out of the car and the outlet pipe for the heat. So let me go to the boot. And I've got the exhaust. Jordan, have you seen the pipe for the heat?
Oh yeah, I have made some modifications.
Oh God, what have you done?
You didn't really think about me.
Well, I thought it was just about me, but...
So I have fabricated it for 2 people.
Oh my God. What the hell?
It's just something I just made up quickly.
It looks like a 4-year-old's art and crafts project. What, so you...
I spent hours doing this. Hours.
Well, so this is for... So we can both get heat?
All of 10 minutes.
So somehow we've got to rig that into both the tents?
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Okay. Alright then, we'll see...
Well, this is... Just put that
Right, so do you think you've done it?
I think I've done it. Your zip is teeny weeny.
And it's very, very tedious. Oh, look at that! Wow!
So I've got that.
Okay. Try not to stab your finger. Okay.
It's not really going anywhere, so.
It's not. Okay, well, let's unzip that. And then we'll get the power bank.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So that can live there like that. Okay. Oh, we need some diesel.
Here's one I made earlier. Look, there's some diesel over here.
Well, the great thing is, with the Hcalory toolbox.
Oh God, don't open it.
Why?
Someone might spill it and go inside.
I can open it and then.
Oh God!
I was just about to say, and then I can see when it's full. Which it is full.
It's full now.
That is very full. That is full to the brim.
That's it.
Okay, well, hopefully.
Have you got a rag?
For goodness sake, I haven't, no.
Oh God. Sorry.
Find the button down there. Okay. Power supply is on. Oh yeah, look at that. We are cooking with gas. Let's turn it on. Hold down the on button. And there we are. Let's do maximum heat for now. Try and burn off some of the diesel that you spilled. Yeah, let's zip this back up. Wait for it to kick in. And then we'll see how warm it gets. So Jordan, what happened to your little splitter?
There was an incident.
There was an incident.
What I didn't think that anything would melt.
Yeah, you didn't think
And
that things were going to
as
get
you can
hot.
as you can see, the pipe that I used.
Melted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've decided to take turns. So Jordan's tent is now lovely and warm, ready for him to hit the hay. And now,
Not being funny, it's a sauna in there now. It's
Yeah.
not a tent, it's a sauna.
yeah, it's a bit too hot. So I think we're going to be getting to bed, which is going to be very soon. I'll probably turn it right down just to maintain a temperature. But yeah, well, you're going to be cold tonight.
I might just rob it.
Yeah, just steal it from my tent.
So I'm now in the tent. It is boiling in here, way too warm.
Need to turn down the diesel heater for sure. What are we at the minute? It's at 17 degrees. So let's just turn that down to 3, I think. It's roasting in here. But you can see the energy usage is it's pretty low. Yeah, that is lovely warm heat coming in here, which is
Pretty refreshing because it's freezing outside. So time to get into bed, and then we'll see what my thoughts are in the morning.
So after spending a night with the diesel heater, I have a list of positives and negatives. The positives are the build quality is really good. I cannot fault the way it's made. It is quiet. I did not notice it running at all while I was sleeping, and it was pretty much right next to my tent. It works perfectly well and it is easy to use. Now, the negatives are the lack of instructions to assemble. The CO reader on the hand control, it does read the CO levels because I tested it right behind a car exhaust, but it would be good if it reached a certain level, it would make some kind of alarm noise. And I think a slightly longer power lead would be good as well. I would definitely buy one of these diesel heaters. It is exactly what I was looking for, and I will be using it in the future. And if you want one as well, the link to buy it is in the description down below. And if you use my discount code, you will get 15% off. So check out the description. Thank you very much for watching my latest video. Stay tuned for some more camping action and off-roading, and I'll see you in the next video.